When I was 16 years old, I applied to the college I've always wanted to attend. After months of waiting, I got a rejection letter back because my SAT scores were too low. Hi, I'm Patrick Fink. Today, I'll be talking about the SAT and why it should not be used in institutions. Many students have to take the SAT to see if they're college ready or not. I think this is ridiculous because they are seeing the college ready without taking a college course or assignment to see how well they are in college. Many students like myself are rejected or have low SAT scores because they never be able to study for these college classes because the SAT made them have low scores. The SAT is an outdated test. It doesn't show full intelligence or how well to do in college. Like I said, the SAT doesn't show true intelligence. Journalist Robert J. Sternberg wrote an article called COVID-19 has taught us what intelligence really is for the Inside Ed, Higher Ed on August 31st of 2020. He talks about how the people who make the SAT know it doesn't show full intelligence, only how well they do in multiple choice questions. Like full intelligence or accurate intelligence is how we do in a situation. We have to have real life connections and stakes that are in this situation. Like if in the wilderness you see a bear, what do? Do you run up a tree? Do you run away and fight it? That's what intelligence is. How do we apply our knowledge to that? But these tests don't show how ready you are for college either. A journalist named Polash the Anchor wrote an article called We All Sat for Nothing, Why the SAT is Useless for College Admission at the HS Insider at LA Times on February 23rd, 2016. They talk about how the SAT doesn't correlate with how well a student will do in college. A student with high GPA and low SAT scores do a lot better than students with high SAT scores and low GPA, due to the GPA students know how to work in school and study for an exam or assignments. And also, the SAT shows how well you are taking the SAT, not in a college course. Many people take practice tests to learn the tips and tricks for the SAT so they can learn how to take the SAT without learning the subjects. Since it doesn't show true intelligence or how ready they are for college, why are we still taking this test? SAT should not be used in institutions. Not taking it has relieved students of stress and anxiety. Journalist Shakeen Thukar wrote an article called Dropping the SAT Requirements Amid the Pandemic Benefits Those with Test Anxiety and Socioeconomic Challenges for the Empath on April 21st of 2020. She talks about how many students face anxiety. With the SAT coming, they face more anxiety as they have to prepare for the test and keep their grades up at the same time. But if you take the SAT out of the situation, their grades go up in those classes and their test anxiety and anxiety in general goes down and they feel less stressed. Another journalist named Elena Togan wrote an article called Questioning Their Fairness. A record number of colleges stopped requiring the SAT and ACT for the Hangerter Report on October 9th, 2019. Many students spend a lot of money taking the SAT over and over again to get a good grade. So there's this diagram I found that correlates with this really well. You can see here, down here is how the family's income is and how well they did on certain SAT tests. There's math, reading, and writing. So with low income, they did bad on all three parts of the test. But with high income, they get all three tests very excellent scores. So that indicates with more money, you can do better in a test. So with students who have no money, they don't take the test over and over again. So we take the SAT out, they don't spend that much on the test and be able to spend money in college. And many colleges don't even take SATs anymore. The Feed wrote an article titled, Most U.S. colleges have dropped the SAT and ACT requirements for fall of 2021 for Georgetown University on June 26, 2020. Many colleges, including Ivy League, which is Harvard and Yale, and many others, have dropped the SAT because doing this lets more students in, have a higher acceptance rate, and overall a higher graduation rate, which is good for them. That court, which we talked about earlier, says dropping the SAT has increased diversity within the colleges, gave minorities a chance of higher education and higher acceptance rate. So without that test, they can be able to go to college more easily for all race and ethnicities. Not only dropping classes in the SAT let other diversities and wealth classes in, it lets them have a chance of graduating and get a good degree. Dropping the SAT at all institutions would give everybody a chance and a shot of graduating and getting a degree and getting better wealth classes. Students who attend now who didn't take the SAT are doing great. For the past 2 years or year and a half, not many people have taken the SAT, which colleges have been accepting them, and they're doing great in all their classes and getting good grades. So I want you to imagine this: a future where no kid or student has to take an SAT, go to any college they want, and be able to show what they're made of and graduate with a good degree. Isn't that sound amazing? Like with me, I was able to go to college like I wanted to. But Curlin let me in, and I got to able to take the classes I wanted to, like sociology and mythology, which I love now. And next to them, I can graduate now in a few weeks. Some of you know that the SAT is exhausting and hard and long and takes a lot of somebody. So why should we put these kids through it? There's many things you can fight for. If you go to change.org, there's a petition called End the SAT where you can sign it, which can help future students not take the SAT. There's also the UC Student Association, which helps students with responsibilities and their education to help them further along. So all I'm asking is you to help these students. Sign the petition, look up information at the UC Student Association to learn how to help these students. Thank you for listening.